Hey there, tribe. How's it going? Here we are doing a daily for July 14th, 2019. Time is fluid. It doesn't necessarily have to be for today, but there's supposed to be something going on the 14th. I can't remember what it was, but it was supposed to be some kind of like major realization that people were going to be having. And I think it's important. So there we go, dropping cards. All right, no kidding. Again, with the polar bear, just drop straight out. So this is your Knight of Cups. So this is the it's like the stepping forward. And I'm not sure yet where it comes from as far as who, whether this is you or a crosswatcher or whatever. But this is from it's like a stepping forward and saying, look, it's like an apology, but it's more like, let me clarify something for you. Who else do we have coming out for the collective for the 14th, please? Okay. Oh, Justice, the Elephant, and we also have the Three of Rods, the Toad. You hear that song, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay? That's what this feels. So this elephant, okay. So it may potentially be a Libra because we are talking about justice, but this might also be just someone who has been spending time collecting balance, right? Becoming the biggest thing in their own world, beautifying, finding the balance, but at the same time, because these two came out together, okay? So I'm not necessarily, I'm just seeing this elephant as a person who has spent time balancing, right? Refining their own self. But in the background, they have this heat, this passion, this thing that they absolutely know that they want, but they have already surrendered, meaning they out here in the light of the dark, right? Told the universe, look, this is what I'm manifesting, this is what I want. And then in a very balanced, calm, grounded manner, let it go and just, we're waiting, sitting on the dock of the bay, right? I don't know the rest of the words of that song. I'm going to look it up, but I kind of feel like it's relevant for whatever reason. We have this is probably the feminine, who is wildly aware and who is waiting for, it's either the manifestation or for a change to happen, like in order to make it phase 2 or step up or whatever. Because then you have your polar bear here, so this is probably the masculine, but this is someone who is stepping forward to say, okay, look, in order to proceed, I want to talk about like a leash, like a very my way or the highway, kind of like the shadow side of the polar bear, one that's starving and has been chased and switched from habitat to habitat. And they're like, look, this time it's going to be like this, and this is the way that it is, and here's your leash, and now put it on. And this elephant's over here like sitting on the dock of the bay, and they're like, what are you talking about, put on a leash? You know, and what do I mean by that? So what's the symbolism of the leash, right? This is somebody coming in, coming forward with the cups, emotion, right at this elephant, and it's almost like the elephant is strolling along. I mean, but this is a balanced person, a balanced, abundant person, self-made abundance in whichever facet. And this polar bear is coming at it, but this is like, I want to be like guided. But this polar bear has been showing up in my daily readings for a minute. So for some of you, there is, but I think that it switches from the masculine to the feminine, because sometimes it's the masculine, sometimes it's the feminine, because it's like whenever the feminine is the polar bear, it's walking away. But when the masculine is the polar bear, it's like coming towards. So it's very give take. What are we doing with the energy here? Are we receiving? Are we giving? What? So far what we have for today is a masculine who has something to say, whether that's charged positively or negatively, we'll see. But we have a feminine who's just like on point, right? So calling in the fairies, who do we have coming out to influence the day, please? Whoa, thank you. Oh my goodness gracious, the fairy godmother, no kidding. So, is there any person in the world who doesn't know who the fairy godmother is? I mean, right? And that just like flew out. This is the bringing of a gift, and that's why I was kind of saying this polar bear is like kind of being led, and it's like this is the spreading the light. Or even like if you notice, she has an apple, and I was talking about this polar bear, the shadow side of the polar bear being hungry, like come towards this fruit. And it doesn't even have to be forbidden fruit. It could just be the fruit that the polar bear really, really, really wants or needs. Didn't even know that he needed. Because Jolly Holly over here is just stroll along, happens to be just the balance, just the grounding that this polar bear needs. And the fairy godmother is ushering that in one way or another. And that's what I was saying, is that there's something about the 14th that we're supposed to be remembering. Like it's supposed to be a day that changes some things. Oh my goodness, right? This is the guardian of the gate. This is when the door opens. Sometimes it closes. But this is the one that, this card has been coming out a lot, and it's kind of like, and I remember the other day I was saying that the gate was like opening and then closing, and then opening and then closing, and people were going almost through, and then no, and then almost through, and then no. And so I feel like this polar bear has like stepped forward and then stepped back multiple times, because there's something magical about this relationship, and that's been happening for a lot of people, to where they are connecting with somebody who it feels really different, but it feels like right. But it's a strange paradigm, because it's not what we expected, and it's not who we expected to be with, and it's very like, you know, what's going on here? Okay, so the word I'm looking for here is reluctance. Okay, but this polar bear does come forward, and so what I want to do now is an extended to see what the polar bear is going to say. Because this elephant already knows that it's good stuff, and you have this fairy godmother in the gate like that, with the polar bear standing on the other side, and all he has to do is get through. Okay, so for the day, we're looking at, I just got this imagery of like, do you remember that movie Free Willy, where he could get out but he had to jump over the thing? And that's kind of like what this is. There's something about, there has to be a risk-taking, jumping, freeing, escaping even like grand gesture that needs to happen. Wow. So I want to see what that is. Okay, so if you're interested in finding out, the link for that is in the box below, over to Vimeo. So let's go over there and check out the extended. But if that's for us today, look for a reluctant partner to potentially make a grand gesture. Okay? Until tomorrow, I will catch you next time. And don't forget to look on my channel for your weeklies. Okay? Have a good one.